Da Costa. David, congrats on the win and the goal. Yeah, go ahead and adjust that. You can scoot in a little bit too. Okay. We'll start with questions in the room.
Hi, David. Congrats on the goal. Congrats on the win. Christopher Velda was just in here, and I asked him the same question. Outside of your goal, what was your favorite moment of this game?
For me, the best moment in this game, I think, is the spirit of this team. For me, the game was difficult because we play against a good team. We know San Diego, when he play football like that, is difficult to defend, but we defend like a team, and for me it's very good because okay, we concede one goal, but after that we defend together, and we scored 3 goals at home. Best feeling.
Congratulations on the win and your goal. Can you just describe the thought that you had as soon as you realized you were going to take that strike?
Christopher Velde had the ball. He took 1v1, and I'm waiting for the pass, and I was ready, and he passed the ball to me, and I'm face to face with the defender. I take a little bit space, and I shoot because I see a little bit of space, and I saw the ball go the back of the net, and I was so happy.
David, I don't think a lot of maybe fans realize how much that shoulder injury last year was plaguing you for the second half of the season, because before that you were named to the All-Star team. Do you feel like you're getting back to that like best form that you can play at?
Yeah, it's the last year was difficult because every game, every training, the shoulder go out. It was difficult because with your legs you can play, but with when you do a little movement, it was difficult the last year. But now I feel good, feel better, confident with the team. We prepare every game. Now we need to switch fast because we have a big game this week.
Any more English questions in the room?
Saturday's game against LAFC is going to be the final game in just this breathless stretch of games going back a couple weeks. Just how have you and the team been able to cope with such intense fixture congestion?
Finally, but we work for that. It's amazing to play soccer, and when you have 3 game every week like that, it's amazing to play with the team, and it's okay if you feel tired after the game, but it's a part of the game. We need to recover fast and switch when I tell you before.
Okay, we'll take questions in Spanish.
Más fácil, español. Lo que dijo él fue algo que también he notado, que últimamente estás regresando a tu nivel que habías mostrado cuando llegaste aquí al equipo de Portland. En este triunfo, ¿cómo sentiste? ¿Qué pasó por tu cabeza cuando metiste ese golazo? Porque va a ser, yo creo, el gol de la semana, ¿no?
Estaba muy contento porque estaba un momento difícil, ¿sabes? 2-1 y San Diego tenía mucho la pelota, querían empatar y fue como un libramento, ¿sabes? Hacer un 3-1, ya estás mejor en el partido. Y cuando hicimos el gol, después teníamos más un poco la pelota, creo que nos ayudó mucho.
Question is, I agree, you're returning to the previous level that you were at when you first arrived. In this win, what did you feel when and after you scored a potential goal of the week? David says, I was very happy. You know, we were in a hard moment. We were up 2-1, but San Diego was really pushing for an equalizer. After I scored, it was very freeing to go up 3-1. All I could think of after scoring was that we were able to have the ball more, and it just ultimately helped conserve the score.
David, felicitaciones por el gol, la verdad que fue un golazo. Martí Cifuentes habló durante la semana que le gusta mucho el juego de posesión de balón, ser protagonistas en el campo, y tú siendo un jugador que le gusta tener la pelota, trasladar, hacer movimientos muy bruscos, por así decirlo, ser con mucho vértigo. ¿Qué se siente poder tener ese tipo de entrenador sabiendo de que uno tiene que ser el que tiene que el ser líder del juego, por supuesto?
Sí, una buena mentalidad porque sabemos que puedes ganar partidos sufriendo como hoy, mas creo que tener la pelota y ser agresivos en el último tercio es muy importante también, y el míster trajo esa mentalidad y estamos muy contentos con eso.
The question is, Martí Cifuentes spoke earlier this week about playing possession-based soccer. You're a player that seems to enjoy that specific style. What does it mean to have a coach that thinks in the same way? David says, you know, it's a good mentality to have. We know that we can win games even when we're suffering, but having the ball and being aggressive in the final third is really important. Marty was able to bring that mentality in, and we keep pushing forward.
Hace un rato le pregunté a Christopher qué sensaciones le había dejado el partido, y también en MLS se va paso a paso. Ahora viene un rival difícil como Los Ángeles FC, que tiene grandes jugadores como Dennis Wonga y Huminson. ¿Cómo los Portland Timbers encaran este partido?
Encarar el partido como todos los partidos. Sabemos que es un adversario con mucha cualidad, mas tenemos que encarar el partido como siempre. Obvio que tenemos que defender bien porque ellos tienen mucha cualidad individual, mas tenemos que trabajar juntos y jugar juntos y ir allá para ganar.
Question is, I asked Christopher Valda earlier what emotions are feeling up towards this upcoming matchup with a tough opponent the team is facing this Saturday in LAFC. David says, we'll face it like any other match. It's a good quality opponent, but we'll face it like we always do. We have to defend well. They have great individual players with individual qualities, but again, we just have to play them like we usually do.
Uno más y ya. He visto que el equipo, creo que desde la llegada del nuevo técnico, ha jugado como más alegre. Sí, ha sido factor el tener un nuevo técnico para que los jugadores a veces como que despiertan y se alegren jugar otra vez al fútbol.
Sí, nos trajo, no sé, como mucha alegría, mucha tranquilidad, porque es un entrenador muy tranquilo, y vamos a entrenar paso a paso y tener focus en el entrenamiento para encarar los partidos bien.
Question is, I've seen that the team since Cifuentes' arrival has been playing maybe a little more happy. Is having a new coach a factor in almost finding joy again and playing the game? David says, yes, you know, he brought more tranquility to the team, and it almost translates to happiness for us. When we go to train, it's step by step, but again, we continue to focus on the training as we always do.
Okay, we'll wrap it there. Thanks for your time, everyone, and
Listo,
thank you,
gracias,
David,
David.
for